Okay, Mustang Group 3, there's a McLaren up ahead, and then it's Watkins Glen. I thought Watkins Glen had like a magnetism problem, but it's mostly like not the weather, but the hot air goes up, cold air goes down thing. Like there's the track tends to like have just like pressure points. Okay, not to borrow from acupuncture or just like the Hugo clan too much, but just right. Anyway, behind is McLaren, and then there's no tire wear, right? But the tires get slipperier, so does the track. Okay, so the grip, okay, on the tires, right, is more or less. Does that make sense? Because of the heat and the pressure and the hot air goes up, cold air goes down. Because of the aspiration, right? So then, I'm trying to catch up to these McLarens, and then I can't. So then, this Porsche and I forget. I get confused between the Scooter and the Skyline on this. I let them through, right? But then I'm also trying to avoid an incident and trying to keep up with the car. It goes out again, right? That's almost every corner or every turn. And after they caught up to me, they run out of steam or moves, and then this 4C and I are now stressed out about it, and I'm like, we're fine, so then we should be catching up to them. The 4C says not me so much, but you, a Mustang, you should be fine. Okay. Now, it's the aspiration every time, right? Because of the wheelbase and powder weight distribution and the weight, and then on those tires, like I said, not the tire wear, but the tire grip. Okay. Which gives out at the weather, based on the heat, and then how much you can be early on the brakes and then slow on them, right? Whilst also not messing up with the transmission when you are cornering or turning or taking a turn. Okay. See how now the car has like a lot of points that you have to keep in mind, whilst also driving ahead and then behind someone that could just be doing something counter or just new to you. So then this Porsche is my fans. Pretty much, you know, the same kind of type of driver and car. Well, yeah, you only probably drive Porsche or something like a McLaren, right? And then Porsche and then McLaren being antithetical to front rear naturally aspirated or just set against because of the rear and then rear turbocharger thing. And the small car versus big car, and then right? And I make it fine, but then I don't think it made any positions or just had any overtakes really.